Welcome back to UK Knowledge Guru. In today's video, we will learn how to apply UK Expansion Worker Sponsor License. The UK Expansion Worker Visa is a sponsored route for overseas businesses that wish to establish a branch or subsidiary in the UK. The route allows eligible businesses to sponsor senior managers or specialist workers who are being assigned to the UK for a temporary period to undertake work related to business expansion to the UK. Now let's understand who needs to be sponsored on the UK Expansion Worker route. You will need to sponsor any overseas national you wish to employ to establish a branch or subsidiary in the UK. If they are not a settled worker or do not otherwise have immigration permission to work for you in the UK. This includes most EU, EEA and Swiss nationals who arrive in the UK after 31st December 2020. In order to sponsor a UK Expansion Worker Visa, you will need to authorized by the Home Office. In this video, I'll explain you step by step. UK Expansion Worker sponsors can only sponsor the number of workers that they genuinely need to establish the UK businesses, up to maximum of 5 workers at any one point. You will be able to replace individual workers within this allocation. For example, if a sponsored worker leaves your company or return to their employer overseas, but you will not be permitted to sponsor more than 5 workers on the UK Expansion Worker route at any one time. Now let's understand general requirement for UK Expansion Worker Sponsor License. In terms of general requirements, you'll need to satisfy the Home Office that you are genuine organization operating lawfully in the UK. You are honest, dependable, reliable and not engaging and have not engaged in a behavior or actions that are not conducive to the public good. You are capable of carrying out sponsor duties and evidencing your compliance in a time frame and manner set out in sponsor guidance. Now let's understand the route specific requirement for UK Expansion Worker Sponsor License. You need to satisfy that the Home Office that you can offer employment which meets the skill level requirement for the UK Expansion Worker route. You also need to meet that you can offer employment which meets the salary level requirement for UK Expansion Worker route. The jobs you are looking to sponsor is genuine. You are not looking to sponsor a role which involves working for a third party. For example, you hire someone and you put them to work with another company and they work for third party. That is not allowed. There is a qualifying link between you, the sponsor and the overseas business that will send workers to you. You are not already actively trading in the UK, but you have a UK footprint. Now, if you wanted to know more about UK footprint, watch this video. I have showed sponsor license guidance in which I have explained this in detail. The overseas business that is expanding to the UK is active and trading overseas and unless an exception applies, has been active and trading for at least 3 years. You genuinely intend and are able to expand to the UK and establish a UK trading presence within 2 years. The planned expansion is in the same type of business that could conduct overseas. The business you are establishing in the UK is either wholly owned by the overseas business or is part of the same legal entity, such as a branch. You have appointed an authorizing officer, key contact at least one level 1 user. Before we go forward, let's learn about general requirement for the UK sponsor license for expansion workers. Your organization must be genuinely operating lawfully in the UK. To satisfy the Home Office that you are a genuine organization operating lawfully in the UK, you will need to provide certain specified documents as set out in Appendix A of the sponsor license guidance. I'll discuss this later on in this video. Next important thing is honest, dependable and reliable. When assessing whether you are honest, dependable, reliable and are not engaging and have not engaged in behavior or actions that are not conducive to the public good, the Home Office will look at the history and background of your business, the backgrounds of key personnel named in your application, and also the background of any people involved in the day-to-day running of your businesses. So for example, they will check the criminal record of the director, of the authorizing officer, key personnel, anyone who's coming to the UK as well. There must not be any tax due as well. Next most important thing is capable of carrying out sponsor duties. In order to assess whether you are capable of carrying out sponsor duties and evidencing your compliance in a time frame and manner set out in sponsor guidance. The Home Office will look at your current human resources and recruitment practices to make sure that you will be able to fulfill your sponsor duties. Now let's understand the Appendix A, in which they have provided a list of documents which you need to submit with the sponsored license application. So this is the current version. I'll put the link of this guidance in the description. It was updated on 9th of October 2023. It's version 10.2.3. If you go on the left side over here, it says Table 3 Route Specific Documents. So when we click on it, it will take us to the page where it will say Table 3 Route Specific Documents. And if you go down, it will tell you about seasonal worker visa, it will tell you about global mobility program, graduate training, and then it will tell you about UK expansion worker visa. So it says unless an exception applies, you must send documents specified under each of the 4 numbered heading below. So which numbers we are talking about? If we go down, number 1, proof of your UK footprints. Number 2, evidence of your overseas trading presence. Number 3, evidence of your planned expansion to the UK. Number 4, other documents. Now let's understand them one by one. Proof of your UK footprints. All businesses applying for UK expansion worker must show that they have UK footprint. This must be one of the following documents. Proof you have registered a UK branch or wholly owned subsidiary of your UK overseas company with the company's house. You need only provide your company's house reference number. Evidence you have bought or leased business premises in the UK, such as a lease agreement or proof of purchase. Number 2, evidence of your overseas trading presence. Unless an exception applies, you must submit the documents listed under A and B below. This is A and this is B. So let's discuss A first. Evidence you have been trading overseas for at least 12 months before the date of your application. In number B, evidence your business was trading overseas 3 years before the date of application. This should be at least one of the following. So let's discuss number A first, in which evidence you have been trading overseas at least 12 months before the date of application. You must submit one document under subcategory below and one document under subparagraph number 2. So number 1 is this, one of the following. So corporate or business bank statement showing active transaction for services or goods received or provide covering a period of at least 12 months before the date of your application, or audited and unaudited accounts, or where your business is not required to file such accounts, a balance sheet along with profit and loss statement for the most recent financial year, together with an accountant's certificate of confirmation. This certificate should include confirmation of the accountant's registration with any appropriate regulatory body in the country in which those accounts have been produced. Number 2, one of the following. Copies of contract for goods or services covering for at least 12 months before the date of your application, or evidence of advertising for services or goods offered by your overseas businesses. Now let's discuss B. Evidence of your business was trading overseas 3 years before the date of application. This is one of the most important section. So for that, you should at least provide one of the following. Now, which one are they? So these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they have mentioned 5. Out of 5, you need to provide at least one of the following. So let's see. First one is business accounts for relevant period. These must be audited. When I say audited, that's mean it has to be from a chartered accountant. if required by the applicable laws in the jurisdiction in which your business is based. Most of the countries do need audited accounts. Corporate or business bank statement for relevant period. So relevant period, we are talking about 3 years. Contracts for goods and services for the relevant period. Annual reports and investor information for the relevant period. Any other credible evidence to show you were actively trading during this period. That can be your business bank account, your taxes returns, whatever you have submitted, your bank statement, invoices, loads of document can be provided in that case. Now let's jump to part 3. Evidence of your planned expansion to the UK. So earlier we have discussed in section 1 evidence of your overseas trading presence. Now number 3 is evidence of your planned expansion to the UK. What you are planning to do in the UK in future. Unless an exception applies, you must send one document listed under A and listed under B below. So this is A and this is B. Okay, section B is a bit longer. So let's discuss with section A first. Evidence of your capability to fund your planned expansion, which must show that you have funds available to cover the initial cost for the first 12 months. So when we say first 12 months, so for example, rent, for example, cost of like how much you will pay to your employees. So you are paying 48,000 something to your employee as a salary. So if you see the words evidence of your capability to fund your planned expansion, it says capability. It don't say that you have to provide exact amount. Obviously, if for example, if your revenue in last 3 years, every month you were generating 10,000 pounds. So it doesn't mean that you should have 100,000 pounds just to show over here. If your income is coming 10,000 pounds, that would be enough evidence for that. That's just an example. Don't quote the figure. As projected in your expansion plan, at least one of the following. Now they have provided 1, 2. Corporate or business bank statement showing transactions from the 12-month period before the date of application, if not already submitted under 2.1 above. So over here they have mentioned this, so it's the same thing. So obviously if not submitted, if you have submitted, so that will cover this planned expansion topic as well. Number 2, a letter from your corporate banking provider setting out the dealing it has had with you, including the nature and duration of those dealings. Sometimes you have credit facilities from the bank, sometimes you have, for example, FIM, or you have LCs open, so that these are the documents can be helpful. Now let's discuss number B. So over here it says unless an exception applies, you must send one document listed under A and listed under B. So one document from A, one document from B. Further says a summary of your overseas expansion, which must include all of the following. Now this is 1 part, this is 2 part, and this is 3 part. So everything covers in this. Now what they are asking. A summary of your overseas business, which must include all of the following: information about which sector or sectors you operate in, a current hierarchy chart for the overseas business detailing any owner, director and board members and the total number of employees. Information about any jobs you intend to fill in the company, including the job title, occupation code and salary. When it says total number of employees, it means that you have to provide evidence as well. So for example, their pay run or your HR system, if you have that, like how much you're paying, the evidence, proper evidence. A business plan. So this is now 2. So 1 was this, number 2. A business plan or other document summarizing the last 12 months activity of the overseas company, its financial position, reasons for expansion, the proposed overall investment in the UK and projected operating costs or expenditure for at least the first 12 months of operating in the UK. So this can be loads of documents. Obviously, your financial bank statement can support that. It's like, what's your plan, so for example, if you wanted to open a franchise of your business, or if you wanted to expand your business, so just assume, take an example of McDonald's. So just assume that you're running McDonald's, double McDonald's. Let's take an example. So you wanted to open a branch of double McDonald over here. So obviously, reason for expansion, why you wanted to expand, because obviously the UK is a good market. The proposed overall investment in the UK. So how much you planning? 500,000, 1 million. What's your plan? A projected operating cost. What will be the cost? So that can be, and this is the operating cost we are talking about. Okay, or expenditure for at least the first 12 months. So expenditure, obviously you have to pay salary to your employee who will come over here, open the office, register the business, get the insurance, all that. So provide that. Next one, evidence of market research conducted and detailed reasoning for those choosing the UK as a viable market to expand it. If not, include in the business plan. Why you wanted to start in the UK? What's the reason? Who are your competitors? Are there any competitors? All that. Where the expansion is subject to a shareholder vote process as detailed in the company original article of incorporation or equivalent. You must send evidence that this process has been followed. This may be from a part like, company filed account online, or you have done it. Depend which country you are doing it from. Next one, and that's the last one. Where the evidence under 3B 2, 3B 3. So when we talk about 3B, this is B, this is 2, and this is 3. So these two we are talking about over here now. Above has been produced either wholly or in part or by the third party. For example, where the market research was outsourced to a specialist company. You must also include certified copy of the contract or agreement for that piece of work with the third party. So for example, you have done a commitment with a company in the UK who's planning to help you in expansion. Many solicitor companies, solicitors also provide that kind of option. So in that case, you need to provide their contract or agreement, that piece of work which you have agreed with them. Now let's discuss the other documents. Which other documents are required? So we have already discussed the part 3, evidence of your planned expansion. Part 2, we have discussed evidence of your overseas trading presence, and part 1 we have discussed proof of your UK footprint. Now fourth is other documents. What do we mean by other documents? Unless an exception applies, you must also send at least one of the following: annual reports and investor information, evidence of engagement with or advice sort of specialist advice companies such as company formation business, relocation firm, UK corporate law service, tax service, or the British Chamber of Commerce. Next one is details of any recruitment campaign you have run or plan to run in the UK for employees of the business once trading begins. So for example, you wanted to open a franchise of your business, you wanted to open a branch of your business over here. So you need to hire employees. Where you will hire them from, where you will publish the ad, or if you have already published the ad, all that evidence. Articles of association or equivalent document for your overseas business. Details of any tendering or other process with any activity relating to your business expansion plan, such as commission of market research has been conducted by an independent third party. Next one is any listed in table 4. So this is the table 4, and this table 4 is over here. Now we will go in detail of this table 4 because this is important. We can't leave this behind. I know it's a bit long, but this will cover all the other documents we are talking about. So for example, evidence of you have employer's liability insurance cover at least 5 million from an insurance authorized by the Financial Conduct Authority. So there is a list of the so if I click this link, I can open this link and I can see the list of all the firms. So FCA, anything in the UK if you wanted to do regarding finance is must be approved by Financial Conduct Authority. If any company saying that they are not regulated by them, then don't do the business because that can be a scam. So search the business, like, you can search the register. They provide you the register where you can go and you can search for all the details of any company who you want. So they have a complete website for that. So you can look for it and you can find all that details. Next one, proof of your listing on the London Stock Exchange. If you are proof of your listing as an overseas company on the London Stock Exchange, proof of your listing on one of the Financial Conduct Authority approved international stock exchanges, proof of registration with HMRC as self-employed. If you are a partnership, you must provide either partner's unique tax reference number, which we call UTR. Proof of registration must be original certified copies of documents issued by the HMRC. Next one, your latest annual self-assessment tax return to HMRC. Now, these are the other documents. So it's not like mandatory documents you have to, because if you are eligible, so obviously if your company is not listed, if you are not self-employed, you don't need to send it. You can't send. Next one is your latest acknowledgement of the company tax return, CT 620 or CT 600. Your HMRC VAT registration certificate, if you planning to do your business over 90,000, you need it. Evidence of submitting return to the HMRC Foreign Entertainers Unit. Proof of ownership or lease of your business premises. If you can send your lease agreement, it must be signed by all parties, okay? Evidence that you have appropriate planning permission to operate your type or class of business at your trading address where this is a local authority requirement. So, for example, if you wanted to start a business of the entertainment, you wanted to start a casino, you need a permission from local authority. Okay, so that's what we call planning permission. So you go to your council website. So wherever if you wanted to start in Bristol or whichever location, London, so you need to go to your council, which you can search online. License for your business premises to serve alcohol, if you have that. For example, if you're running that, your most recent annual accounts, if this information is freely available to view online. So for example, in UK, we have Companies House where we can see everything. So in your country, if you have something, if you legally required under the Companies Act 2006, the file audited account. So if you can provide that, the audited account must be from an independent of your organization, a member of a recognized supervisory body, legal qualified to carry out. So for like example, I said chartered accountant you need. The name of the auditor must be clearly shown. So they have mentioned about the audited accounts. Your most recent audited financial account must be on, like, they are audited by the approved website and all that. Your latest corporate and business bank statement or a letter from your bank setting out the dealing it has with you, including the nature of your duration and its dealing, if you submit both of these documents. So these are the details they have extra provided for, if you can arrange that as well. So these are the list of documents which we need for this purpose. In order to complete this application, obviously you need to provide business plan. Now, how to get the right business plan? So again, we'll go on gov.uk. In the search section, write a business plan. Click on it and gov.uk will help you how to write a business plan. Click on this one. This will give you the business plan template. If I click, I'll open this one. You can also download a free cash flow forecast template or a business plan template. So now all these documents I have. Further, they also provide you how to write a business plan. So I'll open that and I'll show you why you need a business plan. Clarify your business idea, spot potential problems, set out your goals, measure your progress. Now, for that, again, we will go on the business plan website. So obviously, this is the business plan. Now, this is provided by the gov.uk. What is business plan? Download a business plan pack. You can download yourself. It's free. You don't need to pay anyone. There are loads of people who are selling these things for price or something. I'll put the link in the description for you. So you can also just download from the description. Further, they have also provided you the British Business Bank, cash flow forecast template. So this is the forecast template. They have provided all the details over here. And this is where the template is. Next one is business plan template. So this is from the startuploans.co.uk, and this is like all these links I'm getting from where? gov.uk, the only genuine website. So over here they are also mentioned how to write a business plan. So there are loads of websites which can help you, but obviously now this is the one which provided by the gov.uk, the link. And if I go down, they have provided all the details. So section 1, all about the quick pitch. Section 2, all about you. Section 3, what you are going to sell. Section 4, who are your customers. Section 5, do you know what it's like out there. Section 6, how will you contact your customers. Section 7, who are your competitors. Section 8, how will customers get the goods, obviously logistics and all that. Section 9, how much it cost. 10, how much money will you make, the profit. Section 11, what if it doesn't work, your backup plan. What's your backup plan? So they have provided you the complete business plan which you can use, and they have provided you the template as well. So these videos, these guidance will help you. Where am I getting this from? All from gov.uk.